What, Scarlett Johansson's playing a naked robot? Well, where's the sign-up sheet? Welcome to Movies with James. Today we are talking about Ghost in the Shell, the remake to the 1995 anime movie. But this one stars Scarlett Johansson instead of a cartoon Asian woman. So this movie follows Scarlett Johansson, who is severely injured and forced to have her entire body made into a robot shell and her brain basically uploaded into it. She works with some kind of organization that stops hackers hacking all the technology and robots going on in the world. The world this takes place in is a very futuristic world. Everyone has like cybernetic things going on. There's earpieces and telepathic nanochips going on, and people have robotic eyes and robotic arms. I'm pretty sure they probably had robotic dicks, but it was a PG-13 movie, so they didn't show any of them, but I'm sure they had them. I mean, how cool would that be? Saw, dude. Anyway, after Scarlett Johansson is severely injured, she undergoes the procedure and is now working for the company that stops the hackers. But after a run-in with this one hacker, she experiences a lot of glitches in her system. She has flashbacks and visions, and she's a little worried that the story that the company told her when she was injured is not quite true. So she investigates for herself and tries to find out the story of who she is and what she's about. But anyways, the gist of the movie is that, oh, you gotta stop the hackers want to hack you, people are lying, people are not lying, you're a human in a robot body, what's that about? A lot of things going on about existentialism, what it means to be human, and blah 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 blah, robots, you know the gist. But I was very excited to see this movie because it borders along the lines of the best movie ever made, Ex Machina. Ex Machina, if you don't know, is a perfect movie. And Ghost in the Shell has the same thing that makes Ex Machina the best movie ever. Because everyone knows the secret to making a good movie is to include sexualized robots. We love sexualized robots. They're like people, but they don't poop. But surprisingly, Scarlett Johansson's shell in the movie isn't that sexual compared to the 1995 cartoon. Scar Jo wears this tasteful kind of bodysuit with no nipples or, you know, region down below. It's tasteful, but still kind of sensual. It kind of reminded me of Angelina Jolie and Beowulf. Just kind of naked, but not nippled. You know, it's very tasteful. I love it. The original Ghost in the Shell girl looked like a porn star. It was ridiculous. Hey Japan, if you want us to start taking anime seriously, why don't you stop making it look like cartoon brazzers? Seriously, what is wrong with you guys? Every shot of this robot girl in your movie is just a crotch shot, like, yeah, I'm a robot. Fuck me. But seriously, I don't understand what's up with Japanese anime. Why is it so sexualized? Like, Japanese people are very horny. I would argue they're the horniest country. I mean, statistically speaking, Japan consumes 80% of all internet porn. That's actually not true, it's a made up fact I just made up. But nowadays with facts, they're all kind of relative, you can make them up, so that's a new fact I made up. Japan consumes 80% of all porn. That's a new fact. Fact. Also, I should probably address the controversy of this movie. Look, I get it. They're having Scarlett Johansson, who, if you didn't notice, is white, play an Asian woman. Who cares? Like, do you really care? Do you really care? If you're concerned about this, do you really care? Or are you just mad Scarlett Johansson is successful? Oh, I'm upset. It doesn't make sense. It's not fair. They're whitewashing Japanese culture. Ah! Who cares? Who cares? Do you really care? Like, is it really a big deal? If it was an Asian woman, would your boss be nicer to you? Would you get a promotion? Would your mom love you? The answer's no. It would not make your life any better. You'd still have a shitty life, okay? Your cat would still scratch you when you pet him, and your mom would still tell you to fuck off, okay? It wouldn't make your life any better. And also, if you ask Japanese people, they don't really care. Japanese people are totally cool with Scarlett Johansson being a Japanese character. Because guess what? Japanese people are reasonable people. Well, I mean, they're usually pretty reasonable, okay? They've had a couple, you know, they're usually pretty reasonable. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. It was definitely very visually pleasing, amazing effects going on. The special effects were insane, like they were overdone, but they needed to be. It was so perfectly overdone. The beginning of the movie's awesome. You're like, okay, this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be badass. With the geishas and the breaking of the glass, you'll love the beginning. But as it goes on, it gets kind of bland and expected and just run-of-the-mill, classic, you know, 4 acts, okay, summed up, villain, end of the movie. But amazing beginning, but then it just kind of tumbled downhill and the finale was not nearly as grand as you wanted it to be. It was kind of along the lines of the first Iron Man movie. Like, you know how the beginning of the first Iron Man, oh my god, the Jericho missile? ISIS kidnapped Tony? This is awesome. But then like there's that one Jeff Bridges guy with the giant robot guy and they kill him and you're like, okay, neat. I'm over it. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's an amazing beginning, a great idea and world they create, but then the end is just, it kind of goes to shit. I mean, this movie's kind of like Bill Cosby's career. Alright, so the goods of the movie. A lot of good things going on in this movie, honestly. My number one thing I loved about it was the whole concept behind it, the world they created. They created this world that was It was full of technology. It kind of reminded me of Blade Runner, kind of Total Recall style world, but with a Japanese twist on it, of course. I think Scarlett Johansson worked really well in this role. It kind of reminded me of a role from Under the Skin. Her look was perfect for this movie, even though she's not Asian. She looks Asian enough, in my opinion. You know, me personally, I have a thing in my retinas where I cannot see race. I can't differentiate between the races, which, you know, I think it's a blessing personally. I mean, it made it a little difficult to cheat in high school, but I mean, who cares? So the bads of the movie. Here's something that's not that big an issue, but I kind of want to mention it because I noticed it a lot in her movies. Scarlett Johansson likes to play these badass, you know, hit 'em up kind of girls. Black Widow and Lucy. I hate both these characters. Black Widow's stupid. I could probably beat her up. I hate Lucy also. You only use 10% of your brain. That's a fake fact. That's not a fact. That's a lie. That's not a fact whatsoever. That's a fake fact. That's not true whatsoever. But the story was not that good. It had a great setup and like characters and world they created, but the antagonist was this badass who's kind of like a robotic glitch guy, just kind of glitchy, text-to-speech kind of dude who had like a robot arm, kind of cool, but he wasn't even the baddest guy. There was other things going on, and the end came to just a stupid battle, and you're like, okay, dramatic existential moment, neat. I like Ex Machina better. Alright, so it's time to rate this movie. I'm doing 5 categories: story, acting, production, creativity, watchability. Let's do it. Alright, so the story, like I just said, it was just not nearly as compelling as you want it to be. It was kind of all over the place, scattered. Things were going on. I didn't know what was going on that much. I had to look up and down and Google things. But, you know, it's cool. It's a cool, like, oh, she's a robot and she's trying to figure out what's going on and there's a bad guy and corruption. Oh, no. But in the end, it's just a run-of-the-mill, okay, bad guy, not the bad guy, okay, bad guy. Oh, revelation. I'm bored. Stories are 2.25 out of 5. Acting, like I said, Scarlett Johansson is a little bit of a hit or miss. She was a great look and had a great facial thing going on in her little bodysuit, but her words were not nearly that compelling. Like, she says stuff like, I know what I need to do. I must defend things. Like, shut up. Who cares? I know very well this is just like a cliche thing going on. Acting is a 3 out of 5. Production, it killed the production. The special effects blew my mind. So they had all these huge holograms going on in the city. They were badass. It looked awesome. All the fight scenes were really well done with like kind of like taser looking weapons. Scarlett Johansson's whole bodysuit was amazing when she's being fixed by her little robot nurse. That's cool. I just really enjoyed the production. I thought it was really well put together. Production's a 5 out of 5. Creativity. Look, I don't know how to rate this one because it's from a 1995 movie they copied, but I have heard that this movie influenced a lot of other movies like The Matrix and stuff. So I'm gonna say that this movie's actually pretty creative, but I'm gonna ding some points just because I like Ex Machina better. Creativity's a 4.75 out of 5. Watchability. Look, once you get a few minutes into this movie, I'd say about 45 minutes, you're pretty much good to go. The beginning's awesome, like I said, amazing action sequence, a cool setup, characters are shown, the world's shown, like, wow, this is badass. Okay, now they're just gonna do a run-of-the-mill plot. Awesome. I'm not excited at all. So the watchability dies off pretty hard, but it's still a great beginning movie and very, very pretty. Watchability is a 2.25 out of 5. 2.25 plus 3 plus 5 plus 4.75 plus 2.25.
The answer is 17.25.
17.25 times 4.
It's 69.
69. Official score of Ghost in the Shell is a 69. That is totally not deliberate at all. Great score for this movie because it's definitely a very well-made movie, beautiful. I really appreciated the artwork going on here and the idea behind it, the existentialism, but it was not that mind-blowing. They want to be very grandiose about it, but it was not nearly that great. It's more of a kind of a, wow, that's a cool, pretty movie, let's watch it. It's a good movie, but it's not nearly as like, whoa, that's amazing, that's so creative. I assume the anime movie is actually probably better, but if they actually had real people and not, sexual cartoons. Alright, final thoughts on this movie. It was awesome. It was badass. It was pretty. It was not exciting or compelling or like a thing I want to read about. I want to look at it because it's cool. The thing is though, with these movies, Westworld, Ex Machina, Matrix, iRobot, all these movies are just kind of doing the same thing, and it's not that creative anymore. I'm kind of getting over it. So it's definitely kind of like, okay, robots, get it. But I like how they make sexual robots. I can't wait till I get to fuck a robot. It'll be awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Movies with James. It's been a fun time. I recommend you go see Ghost in the Shell. I recommend bringing a girlfriend or someone so you can go, hey, babe, I want you to cover up your nipples so we can have some fun time and pretend you're a robot. Be dope. That's weird. I shouldn't have said that, but I'm sure you're gonna do that. Get some little band-aids, pop them on there. Hey, I'm a robot, honey. Let's bang. Anyways, thank you for watching. It has been a fun time. Leave a comment and subscribe, and let me know, would you like to be a robot? I would. Have a nice day.